What's up guys, TopTierYugioh here, and earlier this week I did a deck profile for my ABC True Draco deck, and I just want to give you guys a few test hands just to show you how consistent it is, and really some of the things to be thinking about when you play the deck. And so I just want to do some test hands, yeah, so I'm just going to shuffle the deck and draw some cards and tell you what I think. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do, like, comment, and subscribe, of course. If you have any other suggestions or just other things to think about, leave them in the comment section. Like, I want this to be sort of a discussion video, more or less. And not just me discussing things, but you guys discussing things as well. And so please do that. I'd really appreciate it. And so let's see what this first hand has for us. We opened up, let's see, Terraforming, 2 Hangers, Return, and Heritage. So a pretty decent hand. And so just off the bat, if we have Hanger and this can search a Ravine, that's Decode Buster. But something else that we can do is, if we search Diagram, then we also have a, let's see, Masterpiece, Buster, plus a draw card from Heritage. So pretty much Diagram can destroy the Return. Return can search Masterpiece. With Hanger, we're going to be able to tribute summon the Masterpiece and then draw a card from Return being destroyed. So let's actually go through that really quickly. Let's see if I can fit everything in the frame. And so let's see, Terraforming. That can get us Diagram. So next what you're going to do is set the Return face down, activate Diagram, and if they had Droll, they would have Drolled you already, in which case, like, you lose. So you lose if they have Droll, which sucks. But if they have Ash, they probably would have Ashed this Terraforming, which still would have meant you had Hanger, which is not terrible. So that is something to be wary of. You do want to play around Ash and Droll as well as you can. Those are the major hand traps. But with this hand, you really can't play around it that much, because Hanger is a hard one to return, and you're not trying to bait something with Hanger. Or actually, maybe in this case, you should bait with Hanger, because at least if you bait with Hanger and it's a Droll, then you still have tribute fodder for the Masterpiece that you can search. Or I'm sorry, you're not searching Masterpiece, but if it's an Ash, I should say. So if they Ash your Terraforming, then like you lose because you can't do anything. But if you Union Hanger and they Ash that, you still have Diagram to destroy Return, search Masterpiece, and then you draw a card. So it might be better actually, but I mean this is a really cool combo too. And so use Diagram to destroy your face down Return. That's gonna search Masterpiece. Next you can you have the choice of activating Hanger or Return first, and I think probably one of the better things to draw would actually be a monster, because having an extra ABC piece would give you something to summon off of a C. And so I would actually activate Heritage before Hanger. That way I have more ABC pieces in deck to potentially draw. And so let's go ahead and activate Hanger. We can shuffle up a little bit. And then, see, I'm trying to fit everything in the frame, which is kind of hard. Then we'll draw a card. So we drew Destrudo, which is actually kind of broken. Which is actually really, really broken considering this is the rest of our hand. And so, what? Wow. Yeah, that's insane. And so then we can activate the Hanger. Hanger can search us. I'd probably get a B. Summon the B and equip a C. So let's see. B, C. So we could also do B and A, and then do like the Destrudo combo. But honestly, the Destrudo combo is gonna let us summon a Destrudo combo would let us summon a Decode Buster. Or I guess since we have Heritage, we can also summon Masterpiece. So that's a thing. Yeah, so let's actually do B and A. Then we can special summon Destrudo. Of course, take half our life points. Synchro summon for Ancient Fairy Dragon. And then A will add back B to hand. B will search a C. And I need to find my Ancient Fairy Dragon. So let's see where that is. Here. Ancient Fairy Dragon can use the effect to destroy Hanger and search probably another Diagram in this case. We don't really need Ravine since we already have Destrudo. So now in our hand we have still a second Hanger. We have B, C, and Masterpiece. We can go ahead and use Ancient Fairy Dragon to special summon our C, and then we can link these two into a let's see, where is it? A Decode Talker. C will trigger, which can summon. I'm sorry, this should be a Proxy Dragon. Oops. Proxy Dragon. C will summon B, which will then let us link into the Decode Talker. And then B can search us another ABC piece. So now we have Decode, Heritage, Diagram. So pretty good field so far. And so then we can, let's see, activate the extra tribute summon effect to, So we can summon a Buster under it and then tribute this, or we could tribute this and summon Buster in the extra monster zone. It doesn't necessarily matter, but regardless, we're going to end with this board, and we're still going to have the Hanger and A in our hand. So this is a pretty decent hand. Alright, so let's do another hand. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh. So in this hand we have Ravine, Gold Gadget, Heritage, Hanger, and Masterpiece. And so off the back, we can't really do much with just these. However, I mean, like, we can summon this for sure, but by itself it doesn't do anything. But then Hanger, Ravine, and I guess a discard. This is Decode plus Buster, and then also this is Decode Buster. Now the difference is with this combo, do you want to use half of our life points and risk being hit by DD Crow because we have to send Destrudo with the Dragon Ravine. So we also have to discard, which sucks. Also, this requires a discard, but we're not sending it to the graveyard. So this loses to DD Crow, whereas this doesn't. And then, let's see. This is also a pretty good bait for Ash, though, which is actually pretty relevant because one thing that we could do is bait Ash with this, then play Hanger, and then have like a whole nother play. Like we could just do Hanger, summon something, and then tribute it for this, get all the effects, and summon everything we need to summon. And so that's actually a pretty decent hand, and how you do it depends on what you want to play around. So you can play around Ash by probably doing the Ravine play first. But if you're confident they don't have Ash, then you could just do anything, and I'd probably recommend doing the Gadget Symphonic Warrior play. And then whatever you end up doing, you're going to tribute for a Masterpiece, of course. But now let's see what if you were going second. So if you're going second and these are your first 5 cards, like, you have no disruption. So I hope you're not playing against Spiral, because then you probably lose. But the 6th card is a Silver Gadget. So this doesn't necessarily help us that much. But what it does do at least is that when we do use the Ravine, we're not losing something like the Gadget. So that's kind of decent. But if we're going second against a Sleeper, like Sleeper and you know, maybe a Trigate or whatever else they can do, like, it's gonna be tough. If we're going second versus really any disruption, is gonna be tough. But we do have 3 different plays, which is good. So we have a Gadget play, a Ravine play, and a Hanger play. And potentially a True Draco play. So not bad. But just the lack of disruption can hurt. And so like I said in the deck profile, I don't necessarily play that many hand traps, just Max C in this deck. And I would play Ash, but I just don't have any. And so, you know, I'm playing budget build, or as budget as this gets, I guess. So let's try another hand. This one we have, let's see, Masterpiece, Desires, Terraforming, Heritage. I keep drawing this Heritage, which is weird, and Set Rotation. And so, off the back, again, let's see, we don't have any like obvious combos outside of maybe like Hanger, Dragon Ravine, that's a play. Or we could do Diagram, Hanger, that's another play since we already have Masterpiece or Heritage. So we have 2 different plays. We have the ability to end on like Masterpiece plus Buster Dragon, or we can do good old Decode Buster. It really depends on the situation, and also what your opponent has. And so we have to think about baiting we have to think about baiting out Ash and Droll more than anything else. And I think the best, like, we probably want to play Desires first, because if they Ash your Desires, then like, at least you're not losing something like a Hanger, which is a hard once per turn. So if they Ash your Desires, you can still play Hanger, summon something, and have a play. You could also do this with Ravine, or Diagram for that matter. But the problem with Diagram is you have to, like, it says what you have in your hand. Like, it gives more information, as does Ravine, and Ravine requires a discard. But both of those are options. The other thing is that you don't really want to Like, set rotation has to be the last thing that you play, the last field spell, because it's gonna lock you out of your field spell zone. So I can't bait with this and then have a terraforming, because they're gonna have a face down field spell. And so I probably need to like yeah, like hopefully they just Ash Pot of Desires. That's the thing. If they have Droll, then you just like lose. Like, or Droll wouldn't be terrible, but if they have Droll, you'd want to hope to draw a monster off of this, or you'd want to set rotation because they can't Droll set rotation. Then Hanger such of a monster, and then you could tribute summon that monster in Heritage for the masterpiece. But if they have Droll, or really in any circumstance, you don't want to start the terraforming, because if terraforming and you get Hanger, and then Hanger gets Ashed, you lose. Or if terraforming gets Ashed, that pretty much sucks if you don't draw Hanger off of this. So let me know what you would do in the comment section below. What would you do? Ooh, actually I'll make a poll. So would you activate the Pot of Desires first, the terraforming first, or the set rotation? And so let's actually see what happens if we play the Desires. I know a lot of people say they're worried about playing Desires and banishing their ABC pieces. Well, let's see what happens. Like, we didn't change our deck at all. Like, we didn't search any of the ABC pieces. Let's see what happens if we banish 10. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, let's see what we draw. 2 Bs. Let's see what we banished. And as long as it's not like 2 A's or 2 C's, we're good. So 1 A, 1 C, and yeah, so we're good. So we are actually able to play the game like we want to play it. Like, yeah, it sucks that we drew 2 Bs, but we can just do like A equip C, and then like that's good. That's actually really good. So let's actually move on to the next hand. Alright, so let's do maybe 1 or 2 more. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in this hand, we can see that we have a Hanger, of course. And so, or actually, this could be a Dragon Ravine, and we can get a Destrudo to the graveyard, and that can search a Hanger. So we're getting the Hanger somehow. We have Gofu, and we have 2 other extenders. So this is actually a very strong hand. Another option we have is to search Diagram with, of course, Hanger, or with Ancient Fairy Dragon, which would search Hanger, or not Hanger, but Diagram. And that's going to allow us to summon Masterpiece. And so what we do here, I think, depends on the situation, because you can't do Masterpiece and Buster Dragon, but you can do one or the other. And you have a lot of link materials too, because you have these 3 cards. And so what I would probably do first is summon the Gofu, and then just go straight into a Decode Talker. And then I would try to go for a Destrudo play. That way Destrudo isn't locking out my extra monster zone in the worst case scenario. And none of this can be stopped by like Ash or anything at this point. Like, the only thing Ash would stop would be the Dragon Ravine, but Ash couldn't stop the set rotation itself, and nor could Droll. And that's something I think is actually really important. But Droll would really hurt the Ancient Fairy Dragon effect, because you would search a field spell with Ancient Fairy Dragon, but then you wouldn't be able to search off of that field spell, which means it pretty much locks down Hanger and locks down Diagram. So that's something to be wary of. And so let's see, maybe there's another option. And yeah, I guess the other option is actually just to set rotation into Hanger, and then risk them ashing Hanger. But ashing Hanger does suck once again. But I guess if they have Ash, they're going to ash you either way. And so, yeah, you probably just go into... I guess at that point, we don't even need to use this for Decode Talker. We could use this more creatively and just sort of like summon this into tokens, get Hanger, search from Hanger, and then do it pretty much like the regular Gofu play with maybe a gadget. Or actually, this is something I mentioned in the deck profile, but because we have a gadget, we can make Akashic Magician. And so pretty much gadget plus Hanger is 2 link material, which means we're going to be able to make Akashic Magician. Gofu is 3 link materials, which mean that we can make a Decode Talker. And so we might be able to make these 2, and then just and then mill 3 from our deck. And then because we have this, which is another link material, we could link with this and something else to make a Firewall. Or actually, we could just do this and mill 4. Yeah, that's probably a really good play. And then we have 2 left and right markers, so if we are able to summon our Buster Dragon, we can do that. And actually, we're definitely going to be able to summon Buster Dragon. This is actually going to be a cool play. I want to try this. And so, I'm just having some fun right now, guys. So, I hope you guys aren't, like, super bored or think this is interesting or something. But so, we can set rotation. And then with the set rotation, we can get a Hanger. Hopefully they do not ash or droll you. But if they ash you, you know, that's fine. Because then we're going to be able to make a Akashic and something else, and we're okay with that. So then with that, we can search, let's say, a B. And then we can summon Gofu, of course. Gofu can give us 2 tokens. I'll use the dice for tokens, I guess. And then we can summon Gadget B, and then B equip maybe let's say A. Not C because we don't have anything in hand to summon. And so we have these on the board, and in the hand we have Apocalypse and Symphonic Warrior Guitar. And so now what we can do is I guess we can go ahead and link the Gadget and yeah, we can go ahead and link Gadget and B for an A goes to the graveyard for Akashic Magician. If I can find my Akashic Magician. Here she is. Akashic. And then we still have the 2 tokens. So now B's effect triggers. And we can also trigger A, that's also an option. But we definitely want to use B to get C. That's the only missing piece that we have. So we search C. And then maybe get back an A. Or, sorry, get back a B with A's effect. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Why not? So now we have this. Next, we can activate our guitar effect. And we can use that to... Apocalypse is kind of dead. So we can discard Apocalypse and summon Mike's from the deck. Let's see, where is Mike's? Look at Mike's. Look at that position he's in. That's pretty cool. So we summon Mike's. And now Mike's gives us an additional normal summon. And so what we want to normal summon is the C, because C's going to give us another special summon. And so now what we can do is link all. Yeah, let's just go ahead and link all of these. Like, we could do some intermediate linking. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's do that. So let's link both of these into a Proxy Dragon. And now that's going to let us special summon the B from our hand. Then we can link Proxy Dragon. I feel like there's a better way to do this, actually. Okay, yeah, let's not do this. Let's go back here. This is my first time doing this, actually, like with these specific 5 cards. So this is pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and just use the 2 tokens. Oh wait, B was in hand, by the way. The 2 tokens, Gofu and Mike's. No, Gofu and C to summon Firewall. C triggers allowing us to special summon B. Oh, holy crap. Oh, wow. So now we can link Mike's and B for Proxy Dragon or Ib. Yeah, let's do Ib. Yeah. So then B triggers, letting us search something else. So we already have A, B, and C in the graveyard, but we can search something else that we can discard now. So let's get, I don't know, C. This is wild. This is actually crazy. So we have Akashic, Ib, and Firewall. Firewall has not used the effect yet. Akashic is co-linked with a monster that has a link rating of 4. And so we can call any card on the top of our deck, excavate 4 cards, and if it's on there, then we can add it to our hand. And so in our hand right now, we have a C. So like, I'm trying to think what would be good to add to our hand with a C right now. Like, I'm trying to think of the 3 ofs. So the 3 ofs in the deck are Terraforming, Diagram, Hanger, and I think that's actually it. So I don't think there are any other 3 ofs. Oh, Pot of Desires. Yeah, I think that's all the 3 ofs. And so I think those are usually the safest bets, but none of those would really be good right now. I get maybe Pot of Desires just for the advantage. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and call Pot of Desires. I'm pretty sure you can do that. I don't think it has to be a monster. Yeah, declare 1 card name. So we are going to call Pot of Desires. And let's shuffle. And see what the top 4 cards are. We have Cyclone, Raigeki, Gadget, and... Oh, holy cow. You guys saw me shuffle. This is like totally random. This is broken. This is really broken. And so, Oh, where'd my Ib go? Ah, there's Ib. I accidentally picked it up. But, so we excavated and got a Pot of Desires to our hand. So let's activate Pot of Desires. Like, why the hell not, right? So Pot of Desires, and we're going to mill 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and draw 2. This kind of sucks, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, the fact that this happened is just crazy. And then we banished, let's see, Heritage, Masterpiece, that sucks. Second B, second A, that's all fine. This is all fine. I'm okay with all of this. There's still one Masterpiece in deck that we can use with Return. Like, wow, I'm just like blown away that this just happened, because now we can banish A, B, and C from the graveyard and end on a board like this. So let me just like zoom out a little bit just to see the whole thing, but like, damn. Like, Akashic, Firewall, Ib, ABC Dragon Buster, Hanger, and Guitar on board. So pretty good, especially considering Firewall is co-linked with 2, so you can add 2 cards back from your graveyard to your hand, which means that you can add back, let's see, Gofu, you can add back a Gadget, you can add back, I mean, once you tag out, you'll have more monsters in the graveyard. So really, really cool. Alright, so I just shuffled up some more, and let's go ahead and see what this hand is. So we have Hanger, Gofu, that's a play. We have Heritage, but no other way to get to another field spell, so that's dead. Raigeki, we're going first, so that's dead. And Desires. If we're going second, Raigeki would be good. So with the Gofu, let's see what the 6th card is, which is a Gadget, which is actually a really good second card. Or 6th card, I should say. So if we're going second, and we have like Raigeki, Desires, Gofu, and Hanger, that's pretty good. But it's easier just to simulate what happens going first. And so first what I would do is actually activate Pot of Desires. Once again, I'm not too worried about risking banishing ABC pieces, because it's like very unlikely to happen. Like, you have to banish like 2 A's, 2 B's, or 2 C's to really be unable to play. And, you know, it's not that bad. I just want to see more combo pieces pretty much, because as this hand is now, you can't do anything. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Then we are going to draw Soul Charge and Hanger. So Soul Charge is great. Second Hanger sucks. Let's see what we banish. Let's see if we lose the game. And let's see, 1A, Destrudo, which sucks. But otherwise, yeah, we're good. Like, you see, like, even if you use Hanger, or not Hanger, but even if you use Desires first, the odds are very low of banishing all your pieces. And so, pretty safe. Because now we drew into a play. And so because this video is already really long, I don't want to spend too much time on this. But essentially what you can do is, like, Hanger, go into Hanger search B equip, like, yeah, B equip C, and then pretty much just link up with the Gofu stuff, and then Soul Charge everything back, and then just do more link plays. Like, Soul Charge really makes this hand playable. Without Soul Charge, you couldn't really do anything, but with Soul Charge, you can do everything. Like, you can literally summon any monster in the extra deck, except for Destrudo, because we banished that. But every other monster in the extra deck is summonable. So let's do one more. I feel like this is like the 3rd time I've said just one more, but let's see. Let's see, so 2 B's, Terraforming Diagram, and Set Rotation. So this hand is very similar to one we had before, to where we have multiple field spells, and really the only thing to worry about, because we have the ability to make plays, like Hanger plus Diagram is a Masterpiece plus Dragon Buster, or we could just get a Ravine, which can do that whole play, so that's also Decode Dragon Buster. We have multiple ways of making Dragon Buster. Many different options, just depending on the matchup. Like if we're playing against Paleo, for example, then I'm definitely trying to make a Trap Masterpiece. But if I'm playing against Spirals, yeah, I definitely don't want to make Decode Buster either, because Decode gives them that extra zone. And so maybe I make that play. So depending on the matchup, that's the play I would make. But we do have multiple different plays we can make. Now the other thing you want to worry about is getting Ash and Droll. If you're trying to play around Ash, then you probably want to bait first with a Diagram. If you want to play around Droll, you want to Set Rotation in the Hanger first. But again, Set Rotation has to be the last field spell you play, otherwise you're locked out of your other ones. And so Droll is actually really hard to play around with this hand because of that. But Ash is... we could deal with an Ash. We could play through one Ash. Ash Ogre would suck though. So one more quick shuffle. Let's just see what's in the middle of the deck. I think that's more than 5, so I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3. Oh wow, it was 5. I'm stupid. But so next 5 cards. Again, this is wow, very good. So we have again multiple field spells, and whenever you have multiple field spells, you are able to make a play. And so in this hand, unlike the others, I actually wouldn't Desires first because I wouldn't want to risk banishing Destrudo or banishing a True Draco card. And so in this hand, I would actually want to decide what to do first. And so again, you just have so many different options. And so depending on the matchup, you could either make a like a Masterpiece play, or you can make a Ravine play. And so again, if I'm playing against Spirals, I'm not trying to end on a Decode Talker because Decode Talker gives them a zone, and Destrudo takes half your life points. And so I'd be a little averse to using the Dragon Ravine. It's probably be what I would destroy with Diagram. If I'm playing against Paleo, I would also prefer to summon Masterpiece, but I want to make sure it's immune to traps. And so really what you do just depends on the matchup. But alright guys, this video has already been a lot longer than I expected to. This was just a really fun video for me, honestly. Just being able to like pick up a deck, draw some hands, and tell you guys what I would probably do in like some crazy hypothetical made up scenarios. But I mean, it's a lot of fun, honestly. So if you have any other suggestions on like types of videos I can make, actually, I mean, I'm open to suggestions. Also, if you have any other suggestions on what the best plays would have been. And it's really hard to say without like seeing your opponent, judging them, like gauging how good they are, reading what their hand traps might be, or if they have hand traps. Without all those sorts of things, it's kind of hard to determine what the best plays would be. But these are just like a baseline, like the things that run through my head when I'm playing, as more of like a seasoned ABC player, as I've been playing the deck for a couple of months now. Like pretty much since the September ban list, I've been playing almost 100% ABC. Like I played Trick Stars at the Philly Regional, but that was terrible. That was a terrible idea. And then I tested Spirals a decent amount as well, but that's like something everybody does. So like for the most part, I've been playing ABCs, and so I feel that these are the things that run through my head, and they're the things that come up most often. And so I'd probably recommend keeping them in mind. Things such as playing around Ash, playing around Droll. What matchups you're playing against can dictate what plays you make, because certain plays and combos are better in certain matchups. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like it. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Remember that time, those cerulean tides, Sapphire, a Sapphire diamond.